Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we'll be solving Leetcode weekly contest 382 problem third, that is 3021 Alice and Bob playing flower game. Okay, so pause the video, read the question, then we'll proceed. Cool. So what does the question says? Question says that the Alice and Bob are playing a turn-based game on a circular field surrounded by flowers. The circle represents the field and there are X flowers in the clockwise direction between Alice and Bob and Y flowers in the anti-clockwise direction. So if we'll plot them, yeah. So if this is a circular field and let's say here is Alice and here is Bob, then on the clockwise direction from Alice to Bob, we have X flowers, that is 1, 2, 3 till X flowers. Similarly, on the anti-clockwise direction, we have 1, 2, 3 till Y flowers. Okay, now the game proceeds as follows. Alice takes the first turn. In each turn, a player must choose a flower either from the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And at the end, if there are no flowers left, then the current flower, the current player. So whoever the player was picking the last flower will win the game. Okay. Now, what the question further says that given two integers n and m, we have to find the number of x and y, the possible pairs of x and y. What are x and y? We already discussed that the number of flowers in the anti-clockwise clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so we have to determine such that Alice always win the game. The number of flowers x should be less than or should be in the range 1 to n, and similarly y should be in the range 1 to m. Okay, now seeing the constraint, these two are very easy, but what we need to realize is how can we make sure that Alice always win the game. So we know that whoever picks the last flower will win the game. So let's say if between Alice and Bob, there were two flowers, one on this side, one on this side. So in any scenario, what will happen? That Alice will pick one flower, then Bob will pick one flower, and when Bob will pick the one flower, there will be no flower left. So Bob will capture Alice and Bob will win. But let's say if there were three flowers, so here is Alice, here is Bob, here is one flower, then again one flower, and then here one flower. So if Alice will, what can Alice do? Alice can choose any of the flowers. So let's say he chooses this one, then Bob have to choose this one. Now again Alice will choose this one. So when Alice will choose this one, these two have already been chosen and there is no more flower left. So as Alice chose the last flower, he will capture the Bob because there are no more flowers to capture by Bob. Okay, so very very easily you can see one thing, that Alice will only win if there are odd number of flowers. Why? Because if there will be even number of flowers, what will happen? Alice will choose one, then Bob will choose one. Then see, if there were even number of flowers, when the Bob will choose, at the end there will be no flowers if total number of flowers are even. But if there is total number of flowers are odd, so it will always happen that first of all Alice will choose, that means flower were one. Then again if Bob is choosing, then flower total number of flowers is two. Then again if Alice is choosing, then flowers are three, total number of flowers is three. And if let's say total number of flowers is three, then Alice chose the last flower, so Alice will be able to capture this Bob and will win. Similarly, if instead of three, let's say the total number of flowers are four, that is the even, then Bob will pick the last flower and Bob will win. So what do we realize? That total number of flowers should be odd. That is x plus y should be odd. X plus y should be odd. Now we know that to become odd, either x should be odd and y should be even. That is x, if x is odd and y is even, then overall it will become odd. But if x is even and y is odd, then also it will overall become odd. But if x is odd and y is odd, then it will become even, and if both are even, then also it will become even. So from here, or from our discussion, what we can realize, that first conclusion was that the total number of flowers should be odd. Now to be total number of flowers as odd, either x should be odd or either y should be odd, not both of them. Okay, not neither of them. at max, sorry, exactly one of them should be odd. So we know that we can pick x from somewhere between 1 to n. So how many odd numbers are there between 1 to n? That will be nothing but n plus 1 by 2. Let's see this by example. Let's say if n was 3, then total number of odd numbers are 1 and 3, that is 2, right? So 3 plus 1 by 2, that will be 2. Let's say if the n was 5, so in there here in this scenario, how many total numbers of odd will be between 1 to 5? 1 2 3 4 5, that is 1 3 and 5, 3. So 5 plus 1 divided by 2, that is not 6 by 2, nothing but 3. Okay, so total number of odd, or let's say odd n, odd n is nothing but whatever the n we have, n plus 1 by 2. And similarly even will be nothing but n plus, sorry, n by 2, simply n by 2. Okay, so you can see similarly for y. Now let's see here. I know it's just three line solution. So first of all we'll check how many odd numbers we can have between 1 to n. Now for each odd number, for each odd number, let's say between 1 to n, right? Let's say we know that there were three odd numbers, similarly, and we have to choose x from here, and for y we have to choose from 1 to m. And let's say three odd numbers and two even numbers were here, and let's say for here we have four odd number and four even number. So we know that we have to choose x plus y equals to odd. Whatever we are choosing for x and y, it should be, the sum should be odd. Now if we have three odd numbers and four even numbers, right, we know that we have to, if we are choosing x as odd, then we must choose y as even, right? So if there were three odd numbers we can choose, I mean, if we are saying three odd numbers we can choose, that means three possible values for x. Let's say it will be 1 3 and 5. That's what it will become, right? So and in this scenario, if we have three odd and two even, then it will be nothing but 1 2 3 4 5. So we know that either we can choose x and we can choose any even value from here. So if let's say here m 4 odd 4 even, that means we have nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we know that we can either choose y as 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. If we'll choose, let's say if we are choosing 1 and choosing any of the even values, overall x plus y will become odd. So in total how many combination will be there if we choose one, x as odd and y as even? So that will be nothing but 3 into 4, that is number of odd numbers between 1 to n multiplied by the number of even numbers between 1 to m. Similarly, we can choose x as even and y as odd. So in that scenario, what will happen? 2 multiplied by 4. So overall, it will become 12 plus 8, that is 20. Okay, so I hope this would be clear to you. Now, solution is very simple. We have just calculated this number of odd numbers between 1 to n and even numbers between 1 to n. Similarly, odd numbers between 1 to m and even numbers between 1 to m. Now we are multiplying odd n into even m because overall we need odd sum, and similarly even n into odd m. Okay, let's try submitting the solution. Let's wait for a couple of, yeah. So we can see that it's an accepted solution. I hope this would be super clear to you, but if you guys have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. Okay, thank you guys. See you in the next video.